today. From Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. Jalen Hurts and the Detroit Lions versus Matthew Stafford and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They've been in a great group. Winners of 7 of their last 10 on the year. On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their 32-year-old quarterback from the University of Georgia, the 12-year vet Matthew Stafford. Now the first carry from Marlon Mack. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 25-yard line.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And finding the tight end Hooper. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Chasing Pierre-Paul, able to record his 5th sack of the season. A dime look defensively for the Lions on 3rd. A shotgun snap for Stafford. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So now the Lions go on offense in a great starting spot. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Touchdown, Lions.
take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone. One play, that just added insult to injury. Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go. Still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. For Galladay, you take a look at the numbers from last week. 3 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
And that put him over 1,000 yards for the season. And the benchmark for running backs, 1,000 yards. The same for receivers. When you have that kind of a year, you've had a monster one.
A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Second and 10, Stafford again. He completes this one to Mack. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Justin Houston make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
He ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with teams jockeying for position, one thing we do know already, they're all set. They've got the #1 seed in their back pocket with still 2 games to go.
And that gives you a chance to experiment a little bit as well. It doesn't mean that you just have wholesale changes, starters don't play. I'm not talking about strictly that. I'm talking about guys who maybe haven't played enough during the year. Or you want to see them in different spots. You know, can that running back split out and catch the football a little bit as you head to the playoffs? Maybe you run a few plays to put them on tape and make your opponents watch them and say, oh, we got to prepare for that. A lot of ways they can go, knowing that they have the one spot.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a 1st down.
37-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 11 yards there, 1st down.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory.
Trey Flowers.
Tackle coming from the safety, Trey Flowers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
On the keeper.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The Bucs 25.
Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. Rolling to his right. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 14. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
14-yard line.
End zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down.
Second down and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Hunter Henry, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead.
It's not much is perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm. Relax a little bit and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
The former first-round pick Kareem Jackson there defensively.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. Dante Hightower on the stop. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0.
At the 46-yard line.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 12 yards there and a first down.
12.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side, and he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it's a second down.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
Out of the gun, Stafford. He's got Hooper on the short connection, and he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First down, Buccaneers.
Throwing again is Stafford. Throw left side complete. It's Mack. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
13 yards. And the Buccaneer
from the red zone now, Stafford. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
2nd and 1.
Looking to throw again on second down. Stafford. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Again, it's Stafford. And he holds it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Scotty Miller, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are able to make this a close game again.
Matt Gay.
Yeah, you heard it, right?
Exhale.
You heard the exhale, and I'm taking that from their bench because finally, right before the half, they find a way to get the ball in the end zone and get some points on the board. Maybe they can use that to kickstart them for the second half.
Yeah, just to get something before going into the lockers. And now in the second half, they can just tighten.
That's what they want to do, tighten down everything they're doing, and then maybe explode at the right time.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Lions take over 1st and 10.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
On first down, Hurts. Catch is made by Marquise Brown.
Hurts pass.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. Potential turning point as he'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The false start hurts him there a bit, backs him up to 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Stafford. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
A 56-yard attempt.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is.
Lions 14.
And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Buccaneers 7.
The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10. at their own 23.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week on our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They'll hand it to Drake here on the option. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Quick slant to Brown. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
It's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 5.
From the gun, it's Hurts. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That third down conversion, good for 23. A quick throw here out to Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Throwing quickly, that's caught by Brown out wide. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
The ball carrier.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the line. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Lions. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. His pass caught at the 4. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Hunter Henry with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time? Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Yeah, that one going to be knocked away and incomplete. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Lions will take over. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See who can drive the bus here again on this drive. Now this one is running back out of the backfield. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Throwing is Hurts. Man open left side is Brown. That catch good for only a couple.
Antonio Brown. Out of bounds.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Hurts. This complete to Henry over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back now at Ford Field. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 11-yard line.
Here's Hurts to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the Lions are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Jalen Hurts, a 4-yard touchdown scamper. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
The extra point now coming from Myers. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
You're impressed,
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make this last run, the last push to get into the playoffs.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
13 yards. First down, Tampa Bay.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. He completes this one to Mack. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd down.
Stafford looks to throw again. And it's complete. Hooper. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. To the air again, Stafford. Looking middle, and that's complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
30-yard line.
Here's Stafford. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Roughing the passer defense.
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They're successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
From the gun, Stafford. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
The 14-yard line.
To throw again on second down, Stafford. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. DJ Chark, first-time Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. Third down here. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Here we go on fourth. Stafford. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Intercepted. The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Now a man coming off a career year in 2019, Leonard Fournette. And this will wind up the Lions first down as he gets this up past the 30 to the 32. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And rifles one incomplete. The intended receiver there, Kenyon Drake. That'll bring up second down.
Shaquille Griffin there defensively.
That one looks like he'll throw here. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. Ebron caught left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down.
At the 47-yard line.
Running, it's Drake. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. A good gain of 9 on first down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard.
Gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Burt sets up to throw it.
38-yard line.
And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
17 yards on the pickup, and it'll move the chains. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half, the adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Lions, the win will be their 12th now on the campaign. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Minnesota
Today, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 17 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their quarterback in his third season now from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott, and he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
A gain of 13.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Denzel Ward right there in coverage to get the hand in. Back to the air, Darnold on second down. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. William Golston. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
And it's third down.
Third and long, it's Darnold. And he hits him in stride. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That'll bring up fourth down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. So here are the Lions now backed up for their first drive. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8.
Down at the 15-yard line.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Drake. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 32-yard line.
Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10.
The 40-yard line.
From the gun, it's Drake. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Taken down at the 41.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one that have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Start throwing the football. 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Drake. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
A loss of a yard. It's fourth.
They're going on fourth down with Hurts. And that is going to be incomplete. The Lions turned away on fourth down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Ezekiel Elliott.
The numbers for Zeke from last week. 22 carries, 94 yards.
One thing I do know, teams in the NFL don't treat this like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. It's been mentioned all week long about going out and getting him the rushing title. He'll see the ball, and he'll see it often.
On second down now, it's Elliott. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 2-yard gain on the ball.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Elliott, the ball carrier.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
A first down carry by Elliott. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get it.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Over 1st and 10 at the 37.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
The 33-yard line.
Second down. Here's Hurts. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Eric Ebron.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. And he is going to have a Lions first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
The 25-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Henry's got it out on the left side. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. 3 yards the gain there, second down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Side complete. It's Drake. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenyon Drake, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top 2 options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route. Worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? What a lot of offenses say, touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
Jackson now to return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they can very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. And this This is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. With it is Brown. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. He completes it to Beckham. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
Right back to him for 10 more and a first.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Flushed out right. And his throw is incomplete. Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down.
Incomplete. Coverage defensively by Jeff Okuda.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Drake. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. Hurts. Incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. He finds Beckham complete. And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? They'll set up the screen to Fournette. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. Here's Hurts to throw. Step Hurts fumbles it. But I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. It's complete to Brown, right side. Now he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Now they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
That's good.
So we've come upon halftime here, and we now proceed to the start of the second half.
1st down, Minnesota.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here, so we'll get this up to the 29.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 29.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 27.
2nd down, here's Jalen Hurts. They got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Fournette, a first down carry. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now Drake. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
7-yard line. A gain of only a yard.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Well, they were 2 for 3 on 4th down tries. Now they're unsuccessful. That brings them down to 50%.
But that's a percentage you have to feel pretty good about. You know, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 before that, but finally get stopped again. That's okay. That's the type of team that'll keep pressing. In this situation, they'll continue to go for it.
They go to Elliott again.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime means had to be figured out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for offense.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
And 7 yards.
Darnold from the gun. His short throw caught by Goddard. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
No good. That keeps the score Lions 7. Vikings nothing.
Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that too, but it was the crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. And in week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. On 1st down, Drake. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. On 1st and goal, Drake. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenyon Drake, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions add on to their lead.
Jason Myers.
On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The first down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I liked a little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Jackson now to return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
First down, Minnesota.
Darnold on first down. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets.
Down Vikings.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Now left side on the swing pass. Not able to go anywhere that time. Second down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
Throwing again on second down. Darnold. He'll go underneath here to Elliott. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a third down. Again, Darnold. And that will be incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
Darnold's pass.
This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Again, it's Fournette. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. On the option, here's Drake. And he is going to have a Lions first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Hurts. Throw inside, complete. That's Henry. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. First down, Drake. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That one looks like he'll throw here. Quickly into the hands of Beckham. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. 3-yard. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
The tackle made back at the 25-yard line.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Drake.
Hurts pass.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one a back-breaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And he's got it. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Odell Beckham with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
Jason Myers.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Jackson now to return. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Justin Houston in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
But they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Detroit, it'll be a 13th win on the year. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, despite the loss here, was a splendid regular